All right, welcome in Chicago Hockey Radio post-game show. Hawks win their season opener against the San Jose Sharks 4-2. First post-game show with all three of the fellas here.
Hell yeah, making history of the home opener. Love to see it.
How are we feeling, everybody?
Feeling great. I mean, that's just a well-executed win. 4-2 against the Sharks. I know people will say, oh, it's just the Sharks, it doesn't matter. But it's like, you know what? This is a better Sharks team. And this is the NHL. Any game, any opponent can beat anybody. Anything can happen. This isn't the National Football League where, the games are kind of predetermined. The better teams beat the bad teams. But this is a great game today. Hawks played well, really well. Sharks had some solid fight back in the third. I was getting a little nervous there, not going to lie. But really, the first two periods, the Hawks completely controlled this game. I mean, it really felt like this should have been more than 4-2. They could have easily scored more than 4 goals. I'm pretty shocked right now. They only had, look at the shot count. The Hawks only had 27 shots on goal. Felt like way more than that. I mean, we really controlled this game. The power play cooked. I know they went for 2 for 7, but I still think they cooked. And yeah, just a lot of positives to take away from this game.
Yeah, you had a post on one of the power plays too. And then there was that one power play that like 5 seconds in, we got the tripping call. So
yeah, so that doesn't really
counts as a
count.
power play.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, I feel like, paint the right picture. But yeah, I mean, those first two periods were just so dominant. And it's like, yeah, it's the Sharks, but it's like a good benchmark of knowing that this team can beat teams that they're better than, you know?
Exactly, because like I remember last year's Hawks team, I feel like sometimes would like play down the competition. Like they'd actually beat better teams occasionally than they play a team like the Blue Jackets. They just for some reason they just couldn't beat them. I don't know. It's like they just sometimes play down. So it's like any team, it's like whether they're good or bad, it's like you want to show you can play against them, right? You're not playing down your competition. So I think it's good sight to see for the Hawks today, and definitely really promising for this season for sure.
Yeah, I was worried too that they were going to kind of start slow, but I don't think they did. I thought they
Not at
looked really
all.
good in the first
Yeah.
period. Got the first goal, obviously. Taylor Hall's first of the season. So, yeah, I mean, those first two periods specifically, you can't really ask for anything better. Obviously, got away from them a little bit in the third, but I mean, what did you expect being up that much and like dominating that hard? It's like you're going to naturally take your foot off the gas a little.
Yeah, I think a part was maybe some of that like kind of fatigue from the road trip setting in, right? I think like paying much on the broadcast. So, and I think like they definitely, they could tell like they were really trying hard those first two periods, probably took a lot out of them too, right? Because they spent pretty much the entirety of those periods in the offensive zone. How about the puck possession from the Bedard line tonight? I mean, I don't think was there a single shift where they were hemmed in the defensive zone like longer than the offensive zone? I don't know if there was. It felt like all game they spent the entire game in the offensive zone. Like every time that line was on ice, it was like a power play. They look really good today. 2 assists from Bedsy. I think this was his best game this season. I know he had a 3-point game against Edmonton, but I thought this was his best game. I feel like every shift on ice, you noticed him. He was very creative out there trying things. Really snaking. He deserved a goal tonight. He had what, like 2 posts, maybe more.
Yeah.
So it felt like he had more. So definitely snake bitten, but a great game for Bedsy. Strong defensive game too. Strong in the forecheck. He's been so much better from that aspect this year. Better all around player. I know we're only 5 games into this season, but you love to see that. Just kind of getting better at all aspects of the game for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I thought he just looked so dominant tonight. Every time he was on the
Mm.
puck, it felt like something was going to happen. Whether he was going to do a little toe drag release
Yeah.
or set somebody up. He's just constantly looking for like a positive play. He's such a creative player. And yeah, I think there was a moment in the second period where I was just laughing. I was like, this kid is
It's unbelievable, man.
unbelievable.
He was looking like he was trying to be Patrick Kane out there tonight. He had a few spinorama passes, and
Yeah, a couple
he
of
did flub a backhander once, but you know what? That's going to happen. It's not a big deal. So, but yeah, and also great to see Taylor Hall get on the board and Tyler Bertuzzi. Good to see both those guys get on the board because I feel like both of them, especially Hall, more so Hall, looked really good to start the season, but have been snake bitten. Good to see him finally get on the board. Beautiful goal, by the way, from Taylor Hall, who's I think 1 point away from 700. Almost got that today. So that's good to see. And then Bertuzzi, nice tip from him. That's the way you want to see. Like Bertuzzi, net front, getting those tip in goals. He's great at that. So yeah, stick him in the power in that position, the power play, and you could score a lot of goals there this season. So good to see that from both of those two. Good to see those second line guys and offense, not just from the top line, right? That third line too, Dickinson. That's the first time that third line's done anything offensively all season. That was a beautiful goal from Dickinson. Nice setup by Anderson. So good to see offense from other areas throughout the lineup tonight.
Yeah, I hope that um, tonight kind of opens the floodgates for that second line, and we
Yeah.
can start seeing more production from them. I think that's what they needed, just a couple of goals, even though I think it was one was on the 4-on-4 and one was on the power play. So it wasn't like, that line went out and scored. I think Khrushchev was actually a -1,
Yeah.
but but still, just to get Hall and Bertuzzi going, I think is really important. So hopefully they can kind of um, keep the momentum rolling into the next game and get two solid lines rolling here.
For sure. The only line that did produce offensively was that fourth line, Maroon, Smith, Reichel. The genius of Luke Richardson. You wait until the fifth game, the home opener, finally get Lucas Reichel in the lineup, and let's put him on center, which we know last year we proved didn't work, and let's pair him with Pat Maroon and Craig Smith, two 36-year-old plugs. Genius strategy there. I mean, we got the win today. I can't complain. I don't want to turn this into complaining, but if there's one negative from this game, it's that the utilization of Lucas Reichel. What are we doing here, boys? Get Athanasiou on his wing, like somebody he can play with. I think he played what 7 minutes tonight. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. It's not going to do anything for him. It's like burying him in the bottom six. Like, it's just as good as scratching him, honestly. So that's
It really
one
is.
yeah.
It really, I completely agree with you.
Mm.
It really is like almost just as bad as scratching him because it's
Yeah.
like you're putting him in these horrible positions with these line mates that like he's not gonna. I don't want to say that he's not gonna gel well with, but it's like he's a fast player, and then you put him with these slow pokes. It's like you're not doing the kid any favors. I
Eight
kind of
minutes and
I would have
31 seconds for Lucas Reichel. 8 minutes, 31.
okay.
So close.
I would have loved to see him throw him on a couple shifts with Khrushchev and Hall.
Why
Throw him
not?
up there, put him on that second line for a couple shifts. They're all so fast. Like I think that could be a dynamic line. But yeah, it's not like he's gonna come in and score two goals and have an assist playing 8 minutes with, Smith and Maroon. So I don't know what the plan is there. It doesn't seem to be much of a plan. But as you've been hollering for all year, I hope we do get to see Reichel and Anthony sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think Luke Richardson's plan with Lucas Reichel, it's very similar to Dutch Vanderland's plan in Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't think there really is much of a plan, to be honest. It's pretty sad to see, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I won't be surprised if he scratched him soon. Because like, oh, we didn't see enough from him. Well, yeah, no shit, you didn't play the guy, coach. I mean, what do you want to do in 8 minutes playing with Pat Maroon and Craig Smith, who both those guys are on the second power play and over Reichel. Like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, great game today. Let's get back to the positives. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer in a day we should be celebrating.
I thought it was
How'd
the
you-
best. Well, you firstly.
No, you got it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I thought it was the best first period of the Hawks for the
Yes.
whole season. Like I didn't think it was really close. A lot of jump. They got some calls. They played well at 4-on-4 though, which I thought was a plus. Yeah, and then obviously, the goals to help, right? But my takeaway too, one of the things I just, wanted to get this out of the way there now, maybe spend a minute or two on it. San Jose is bad. Like they're
horrible.
like
Yeah,
they're
they
horrible.
are. They are.
they were better in the third period, but boys, they're bad.
I mean,
Like,
to be
Yeah.
fair
that
though, I
team
mean, their
that
best
team is
player.
terrible.
I mean, to
No,
be
they're
fair
going to
though,
be getting a good pick this year for sure. That's what I was thinking about the whole game. I was like, damn, these guys are going to get another top 5 pick.
if they get James Higgins too to add to that core, holy shit. I mean, we do have to take account that Celebrini is out of the lineup. I thought that first game was by far their best game. They looked really dangerous, and that was when he was there. So when he's not available, yeah, that team looks a lot worse. I'm not saying that, adding Macklin, the team is going to all of a sudden make them way better, but it will make them better. And I think, without that, you can kind of see some of the weaknesses of like that look similar to last year's team. So for sure. Yeah.
But they had like 8 shots up until that Toffoli goal at the end of the second.
They
Yeah.
did. It was like 20-7, I think.
No, there
Yeah.
was complete
Yeah.
domination. The first half of the game was complete and utter domination by the Blackhawks. And I don't think Celebrini moves the needle that much, but yeah, I was just like, Jesus, these guys are awful. But I completely agree with you, Tassos. I did think that was the best first period that the Hawks have played, and hopefully whatever Richardson did in the locker room before the game tonight. I think realistically it was probably the home opener. They were pumped to be back in front of the fans, and
Yeah.
and hopefully we have a lot of sellouts here at the United Center.
Beating up.
I don't think it was quite a sellout. I think it was like exactly 19,000, so a little short actually. But yeah, I think that's a big point. Just being back at the UC, just that energy. I mean, especially when you've been on the road for 4 games over a week, it's like I think that's a big boost for the players. I hope they carry that same energy Saturday. I'll throw in a plug again. I will be there. We will be there. Well, I will. I don't know about you guys, but looking forward to that. But yeah, I'd love to see that energy and that boost, and the Hawks actually come out strong to start the game for once, which is something we haven't really seen this year. First period's definitely been their weakness, but not today.
Can we do crowd talk for a second here? I thought the crowd was actually really good for the game. Just like Tara Vinen surprisingly got the biggest pop when they did the player introductions.
Yeah, he may have got a higher pop than. What do you mean? Did he have a higher pop than Betsy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, he
You
did.
think so?
He 100% did. He 100%
I mean, yeah,
did.
he is 2015 nostalgia. He was on that Cup team, so I shouldn't be shocked by that. But I am a little
Yeah, the
surprised.
fans
Yeah,
the fans do love him. Like my parents were super hyped to have
Vlasic got a
Devine
big
back.
pop too, but he's a good Chicago boy, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
I was shocked that at the pop for Tara Vinen. The other thing too,
He was great today. 2 assists from him too, as well as Bedsy. They both were great today for sure on the power play. That's where
this
they
guy
both
said the
connected.
third was pretty quiet. But yeah, you know what though? Like I've seen so many games this season where even where teams are winning and the lower bowl is cleared by the end of the third period, or like with even 5-7 minutes left in the third period.
They stopped selling the alcohol, so they stopped selling alcohol, so the drinks start kicking in. I
Or
think people
fans are
get
trying to like
quieter.
beat the traffic too, right?
Yeah, which
Um,
I hate people. I get it, it's Chicago, but it's like I want a Hawks game. I get there as early as I can. I stay late. Like I take the whole experience in. I don't get people. I guess if you have work, that's one thing, but if you're leaving the game early, I don't know.
if you're
Like
going
not
to
like
beat the traffic, it's annoying. But half the lower bowls. I'm not going to. I'm not getting into it with this guy in the comment section right now. I thought a surprising amount of people stayed for the game, considering what I've seen from some other games. But we can
maybe he
put
What
was
is he
there. I don't know.
saying?
Maybe he has
What
a
is he
first-hand
saying?
eyewitness account. I don't
half the
know.
lower bowl was gone. That was not true, at least from the television vantage point. Maybe I don't know anything. Maybe this guy was at the game and I don't know anything. But
Yeah. Can we talk a little more? How about that third goal on the power play, that tic-tac-toe from
this is
Bedsy,
It's
beautiful.
Tabo,
beautiful.
Foligno? That was definitely the goal of the night. That was a beauty, man. And it's like we see more of that in the power play. I mean, that alone, an effective power play, you get so much more wins out of this team because we just did not have that up until March of last
100%.
season. So to see that right away kick off, I mean, especially when you got a lot of new players and they're already showing that like chemistry this early this season, it's like it's only going to get better. Bedsy Turbo connection, only going to get better. And you love to see it.
Yeah.
And Foligno, he's our goals leader right now. Who would have predicted that 5 games in?
Yeah, he might score 30 goals this year.
Yeah, 2015, Foligno's back.
Tara Vine is definitely on pace for over 100 points, like I said. So
Yeah, Bedsy 100, Bedsy 100 assist season. He's on pace for like 20 goals, 80 assists right now or something.
Someone said no. He's on pace for 98 assists right now.
I was so close. I said 100 assist pace. I was just 98. That's funny. But guess what? It's the
It is.
98th Blackhawks season. So that's pretty. If that isn't
Wow.
symbolism, I don't know what is. I think we might be bound for greatness this year, boys.
You think the Hawks 100th season is going to be like a big deal?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it's perfect timing too, because like that's like if we're not out of the rebuild like next year, like we definitely will be by 26, 27, which I think it will be next year. But I mean, that's a year. I mean, we could be winning the cup in the 100th season, boys. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think a lot of these prospects are going to be on the team. Good to see Levshot out there, by the way, too, when they're doing like the intros. It's good to see him on the bench there. He got a pretty nice cheer too, which is good to
he's
see.
such a goofball. He's so goofy. Like
Yeah.
even just like the suit he was wearing compared to like the suits the other guys were wearing. I'm
Yeah.
like,
He
this
looked like
kid
a Sesame Street character there.
he's such like a school scrub. I love it. You love to see that out of your second overall defenseman.
What's
Though,
a
to be
polar
fair.
bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
He does, yeah, exactly.
He just has like those
doesn't give a
wide
shit.
eyes, like oh, he's cool though. He has such great personality. God love the guy. Looking forward to seeing him play this year, whether it's here or Rockford, probably Rockford, but maybe here at some point. Yeah,
I wanted to say, while you were talking about the power play, it looked so good tonight, and even on the opportunities where they didn't score, just the fact that we're getting into the zone, we're setting up, we're getting good looks, we're cycling the puck, all positive things. After that first game, I was like, oh my god, dude, are we gonna have this problem again all year? And I know it's obviously early season, but like that's not going to change. Like their ability to do that, like they're obviously capable of it. So hopefully we can see it all year long. And then that alone will keep them in games. You know, if they have a power play that can score at a decent clip, it's going to be really good for them.
yeah. I mean, I honestly thought that power play statement. I mean, they basically went 2 for 6, like 1 for 3 or 33%. I feel like they should have been better than that, right? Because they definitely did feel snake bit. A couple posts, I think, from Bedsy and Flino, a couple chances net front could have had more goals. Turbo was robbed a few times too, but yeah, all of them are cooked. And also good to see Vlasic and Jones paired back together today too. I didn't mention that. Good to see that. I think those two should be together. They play well together. I think they did that because Martinez is out, right? He's on IR, and they called Phillips back up. So we'll see what happens next game. I think Nolan Allen looked not as good as his debut. I know he had a bit of a rough play on that second Sharks goal, I want to say, but otherwise thought he was decent. But yeah, good to see Vlasic Jones back together. That's a good pair, and I think they play better when they're together. Yeah.
Can I bring up something? So
Please.
The just another. I mean, I won't stick with this, but awkward part from pregame. Alec Martinez healthy scratch tonight. That was a little puzzling, right?
Well, because he's hurt.
TJ Brody in the lineup over Alec Martinez on the home opener night.
Martinez is on IR.
Oh, is he?
They placed him injured reserve. He's injured.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why. It wasn't healthy scratch. Yeah.
He looked miserable though. Pre-game.
Yeah, he had like a cut on his I don't know what that was
he
from.
Looked, he looked miserable.
Yeah.
That's why I thought he was a scratch.
No,
I don't know if he looked miserable. I think the whole thing was just awkward. I think they were just kind of all they all seemed awkward.
Well, you have to keep that count with Martinez 2014. I don't think some fans have forgotten that.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. I cried all night long.
Yeah, same, man. 10-year-old B was in shambles.
Can the power play be this good all season?
I mean, what's it cooking at right now? It's got to be over 30% right now. It's got to be close to 40%. Yeah. But so it's not going to be that good all season.
No, and obviously,
it could be probably 20, 25. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it probably won't be the same amount of success. Like you probably won't convert as high, just statistically. But if they're doing all the little things right and like getting into the zone and getting set up and cycling the puck, like I said, like. That's really all you can ask for, because then the opportunities are going to come, and then if you score, you score. But last year, it was just like I remember, it was so frustrating. Like there were games where they couldn't even get into the zone on the power play,
Yeah, that was frustrating to watch, man. Bedsy was on an island at times. It was rough. It was Pete Kershev, the cross life passes. But after that, there was nothing going. But yeah, and also I like the Hawks' decision to kind of front load that first unit. Like the second unit still kind of sucks, but that first unit's so good, it doesn't matter. And they left him out there longer today, which I love to see it. This one's just 1 minute off the ice. Like they left him out there minute 30. That's the way they should be. That's
the modern NHL. And it's so funny. I was just saying something to my friend today. I was going through like all the games on the slate today, and I was looking at Buffalo's power play, and I was just like, why do teams like Buffalo's first power play unit? They basically spread their talent pretty evenly from their first unit to their second unit, and they have 2 defensemen on their first unit. And I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Dude, what is how are you going to expect to succeed in the NHL in 2024 doing that? Like, I don't care that it's Owen Power and Rasmus Dahlin. It's like no good power plays split 1A, 1B and have 2 defensemen on their first unit. Like that's not the way to succeed. You got to load up the first unit and let them have over a minute on the ice. Give them as much time as possible, because it's like, what's the point of trying to go minute to minute, minute for the first unit, minute for the second unit, because then it's like you're keeping them from being able to set up and do anything properly.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I know the Hawks were doing that with the second unit where they had 2 defensemen, but Martinez is out now, so that they're no longer doing that. Wow, I can't talk, but yeah, no, the Hawks special teams cooking. PK too. The PK has been absolutely fantastic to start the season. So that's been great to see too. Foligno's been so good in that role, and Dickinson too. So yeah, I mean, two functioning special teams. Hawks look good, even strength. I mean, you got those things going. It's like, yeah, you can win a lot of hockey games. Another strong game from Mrazek too. Good to see that as well. So yeah, just positives all around. Maybe we start talking to chat here. I haven't really been listening. I haven't really been watching chat.
Chat's really tired of Craig Smith and Patrick Maroon.
Yeah, I second that. I second that. It's but Maroon left the game there. I mean, I shouldn't say that actually. That would have been bummed. But Obviously, I wouldn't, wish that, but like at the same time, it would give Reichel, and it would force Richardson to play Reichel more. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Piece of shit.
I wasn't happy to see it. Obviously, I'd never root for anything like that, but it's like, hey, you get to play the young guys more if the vets, if he's not here anyway.
Lot of Reichel love, lot of Reichel love, or at least some Reichel love, some Turbo love. Somebody said Turbo was better than Bedard tonight.
Dude, I mean, it's arguable, dude. He looks so good. Just having him alone on the power play is so nice. Like, it's a player that can like think that his brain can process plays like as fast as Bedard, and it's so fun to watch because it's like we didn't have it last year. Like, but realistically, Philip Kurashev was the closest thing we had.
I think Betsy elevated Kurashev, right?
Yeah, he did. But also, I do think Philip Kurashev is a really good hockey player.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him on that first unit at some point. But just seeing Turbo and Betsy work together is so fun to watch.
It's just so
like these. Yeah. It's just visually pleasing. Like the cross-ice passes, they seem to already kind of know where the other guy's going to be. There was one play, I think it was in the first period, where Bedard had the puck down low and Teravainen was wide open right in front of the net. Instead of passing it to him, he tried to do that thing that goal that he scored against Florida last year, where he just like roofed it like right over the goalie's shoulder.
That's beautiful. The script too, yeah.
Yeah. So I would have liked to see him pass the puck there to Teravainen, but other than that.
I thought he passed the puck a little too much tonight. I think Betsy's got to be a little more unselfish and shoot the puck more. It's like he's a natural playmaker, cursed with a wicked shot. It's like, oh, sometimes I wish he'd be more unselfish. I think he only had 3 shots tonight, actually. So, but no, strong game for both of them. It's just with Turbo, it's just good to see a player could actually like keep up with Betsy, not just like physically, but mentally. He thinks the game the same way. You can see it. They both think the game the same way. It reminds me a lot of watching Kane and Panarin back in the day. It's like I could see that kind of connection. I could see the vision. Foligno's gonna be the Anisimov of that line. I'm telling you guys. So no, it's good to see that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think whoever's on that line, because I'm sure we all know it probably won't be Foligno all year long.
No, probably not. But
whoever goes up there and plays with them is gonna have, is gonna feast just because of how good those two are.
I still think Bertuzzi could do well in that role. Now that he's finally gotten going, maybe keep him down there a little longer. But like once he really gets going, I would throw him up there with Turbo and Betsy. I think that could be a great line. But yeah, I know he gets up to slow starts, but it's like now it's like, okay, he's got a goal that gets his confidence going, the momentum, and yeah, I mean that could be a dangerous trio there.
Yeah, a few. First of all, how about nothing more Ilya Mikheyev than him sailing the puck over the net at the very end of the game? Just like 3 feet clear over the top of the net.
Why are people not being critical of him in chat?
Yeah,
why
get him. Like scratch
Mikheyev. I don't get why we keep getting on Pat Maroon. It's like I feel like
I'll just be honest.
No, the chat made up for that. Actually, I was picking up the wrong vibes there. Everybody loves Pat Maroon, or just thinks he's a good enforcer. That seems to be the comment.
Yeah, I would scratch Smith. I mean, I understand assist tonight, but or Mikheyev over Reichel or Donato. Donato was playing well. I don't know why we scratched Donato. I thought he was doing pretty good. So yeah, I don't really get that. I would take Mikheyev out there. He's had 2 opportunities to seal games of empty netters. He's fucked it over at both times. So this guy just can't score in a soccer night. He can't finish to save his life. Get him out of there. I mean, honestly, give somebody else a shot. Yeah,
that is a kind of a problem early on now that Richardson has created for himself and his team is you don't really know what you have to do to get into the lineup, and you don't know what you do to get out of the line.
Yeah.
It's like Donato gets scratched, but it's like I thought he's looked better than Mikheyev has literally done nothing for the first few games of the season.
Yeah, all this talk of you got to earn your spot, veteran or young player. It's just he totally favors the vets. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of coaches do. With him, it's so obvious, man. I think there's a reason why all these young guys are in Rockford because Kyle is worried he'd screw up their development. So I don't know. I think he's a good coach for veteran players, but not for young players unless you're a generational talent like Bedard, who's so good, it doesn't matter. So yeah.
How do you feel about that, Tassos?
Wait, feel about what?
Just the fact, like that's a problem for a club that you don't know exactly like why as fans looking on the outside, we're kind of scratching our heads, like not knowing why certain guys are cut, not making the lineup, and why certain guys are playing. Um, like Mikhaev got to play on the first line the first game, has done absolutely nothing, has not gotten scratched. Donato he's played fine. He's played well.
Yeah, he had a
I think he
goal.
I don't
should
think
good
Donato.
energy.
I
realistically.
personally don't think Donato brings you a lot else besides like slight
No, 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 no,
offensive
no,
upside
no,
from
no, no.
time to
But
time.
my argument
Slight.
is that he should be in the lineup over like Mackay. Joey Anderson. This is the first time I've seen him do anything all season.
Yeah, his
And it's
first contribution.
yeah,
Jason Dickinson goal.
Yeah, Dickinson.
yeah,
Good to see him get on the board too. I
You
mean,
know,
it's
yeah,
hard to believe. It shows you how bad last year's team was that he was
yeah.
tied for the leading goal scorer. Yeah, it was because Bedard missed a month and a half, but good to see Dickinson get on the board. I'm still a fan of his. I think he's great in a third line role. Good two-way player, so good penalty killer and can occasionally provide offense as well. That was a beautiful goal too. I mean, I don't know how. I still don't know how he got that in exactly. I got to watch that again. I was like, that just happened. I was like, whoa, that was beautiful. He has some skill. That guy. I'm telling you. Yeah.
To answer your question, Lee, and for anybody that's like heard us talk on the podcast, my answer is just you're eventually gonna have to play the kids here, because no, there is no, like somebody said in the chat. I don't say anything about Eli Mikheyev in the chat because I'm not surprised about it at all. So that and I agree with whoever that is. Well, let me give him props.
Yeah, this mystery man here.
Rager. He goes by
Rager.
Rager.
Okay. He's active in here. Good to see it.
Yeah, he's all over
Yeah.
the place. But
Yeah.
no, he's right though. He's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I
what
mean,
We're
I'm
a
I'm not
rebuilding
surprised.
team. The rebuilding team should be
Rangers.
playing the young players, and we're
So,
like
but-
this.
Yeah. So
We're
like,
like the
put
sixth oldest team in the league.
yeah, put the
Yeah.
young guys in. You're putting, whether it's Craig Smith, Ryan Donato, Pat Maroon. I know everybody likes him. I like him too. But these guys are all, they're not the same. They're different. But
I like
all-
Pat
all
Maroon.
they're
Does he have
doing
to be
is
playing every
taking-
night?
Yeah. All
Yeah.
they're doing is taking away spots from players that
I mean, this
could have higher
McCabe thing,
upside at
though,
this point.
I'm gonna start calling this guy fucking. We've got like 2 games from now, I think, right? Until we can call him Agent 007, 0 goals, 0 assists, 7 games. Like, why?
Oh, I'm
Why?
totally making that meme now. I hope he doesn't do anything now for these next 2 games so I can post that.
There you go. I'm
Thank you
sure
so
there's
much.
probably, yeah, you're welcome. I'm sure there's also like maybe 1 or 2 of those other guys that also don't have a point yet, and
Oh yeah, there's a
we'll
few.
get to
Yeah.
7 games.
No, he's not alone. Yeah.
So yeah, feel free to use Agent 007 because that's what this guy's about to be. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever happened to like Landon Slaggert?
Yeah, why isn't he on this team? There's no reason Landon Slaggert shouldn't be on this Hawks team right now. There's
Yep.
none. I'm sorry. He's like 22, 23 years old. I mean, he looked great in the 16 games he played last year. Why? There's no reason it shouldn't be here right now. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't think every single young player needs to be a nice Hawks. I get guys like Nazar, Kevin, but Slaggert, I don't get it. Yeah. No.
Yeah, would love to see Nagazar get called up soon. Some of these comments.
I think you'll see him at some point, but probably not for a while. They're going to keep
If
him down.
Artie joins the Hawks, do you think they could scratch Brody and keep Kaiser in the lineup? Yeah, I mean, sure.
I'd love to see it. I mean, if Artie's ready, I would certainly wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd be surprised. It's not what I'm
Yeah.
banking on, but I don't know. I mean, the fact that he was injured, he is technically here right now, in IR. It's like maybe I do give him a trial run before they send him down. You never know. I mean, I'd love to see it, but I'd be surprised if they just threw him in there like that.
He's
All right,
the
dude.
second overall
Oh.
pick. I think they should. Sorry.
I know, but just the fact that he missed training camp at the preseason, it's like, do you really want his first professional games to be in the NHL? I don't know. Yeah,
We're just pushing up on 30 minutes. You guys have anything else?
I'm good.
I'm good. Unless Chad has more questions or something. I think
Yeah, we could do a little bit of a rapid fire. I'm gonna use this time right here though and I have one more question for you guys, but I'm gonna use this as a quick intro plug time. While you're here, anybody in the chat or watching this currently, subscribe to our channel if you're right there. It helps us a lot.
It's so easy.
Yeah, so easy. You'll find the next episode of this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can find us on the show. And then post games right after Hawks games, just like the three of us are here right now. Next one is Saturday after they play the Buffalo Sabres.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to that one. They better be in attendance, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hawks are going to bring it Saturday. I think it's going to be a good game too.
Yeah,
So
Sabres. Want to predict that matchup, or we can save that for tomorrow? Your
yeah,
call.
so please subscribe. Also, just even if you're just a video listener too, go to the Spotify and YouTube channel. Spotify too, like leave a 5-star rating and review, and same thing on Apple, but definitely do it on Spotify. Even if you're just a video watcher, do that as well because it helps us and we appreciate that. So thank you, and hit the subscribe right here because why not? All right. My question for the two of you, and then we can do a couple rapid fire ones before we leave. But how many games does it take for the Blackhawks to beat the Sharks in a 7-game series?
4. They sweep them. Yeah, honestly, I mean, last year they swept them, and this year we've gotten better, and
Yeah.
but without Celebrini, they're basically the same team. With them, they're a bit better, but not that much better. So yeah, I think we sweep them. I think that's a pretty. I think if we play the Sharks every game, we go 82-0 with 16-0 the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think the betting line would probably be 5.5, and I'd probably go under.
You would think they would sweep them too?
No, I think that they'd get it done in 5 or less.
5 or less. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if it's
What do you
5.
think?
Do you think that? Did you just
5,
watch
6
this
games.
team tonight?
Yeah, no, that's why I said 5
You
games.
watched this game tonight and thought to yourself, yeah, I think the Sharks could probably beat this team a couple times.
I mean, if they get Celebrini in there, maybe they can win one game, but that's about it.
One, maybe.
Yeah. With Celebrini, without him, they're fucked.
Um,
Will Smith was kind of quiet today. I didn't really
Let me
notice
see.
him much.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at
Well,
all.
he's also playing third line, so like.
Yeah, not the most skilled players. Yeah. Should get him with Eklund. That would be a pretty good connection. Just added Eklund in fantasy, so yeah.
Oh,
I think
Eklund's a player. Eklund's
Yeah,
a
he's
player.
good. Yeah, he and Celebrini will be a good duo up there.
Something that we're going to talk about on the pod tomorrow, but I saw something today that really pissed me off. CHSN's Twitter account
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
posted an infographic basically informing people and telling people to reach out and complain to Xfinity like online to get the Hawks on TV. And people were like, okay, yeah, Xfinity, we want to watch the Blackhawks. Xfinity, can we please get this done? It's like, you fucking morons. They're trying to use you as a bargaining chip. They just want you to harass Xfinity into giving them the money that they want. This holdout, the reason why the Hawks aren't on TV has nothing to do with Xfinity, because they were on Xfinity last year. It's because of CHSN, you fucking dummies. Don't fall for it. It's CHSN, Jamie Faulkner, Jerry Reinsdorf. Those are the scumbags, not your local Xfinity.
We almost went the whole post game.
Yeah, I was ready to get another rant going there.
Almost.
Yeah, let's get the sequel going. I'm working on my fan fiction sequel. I'm just kidding.
All right. Any other thoughts from tonight's game?
Positive, good stuff. Go Hawks! Great game. I'm happy. We sleep. We feast.
All right.
Yeah.
We will talk more about it tomorrow morning and for
Yes.
everybody to enjoy on the podcast.
For sure.
Again, follow us on Instagram too. Really appreciate that as well. Yeah, but thanks for everybody who stuck around, and thanks to the fellas. We will see everybody tomorrow on the show.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Peace out.
Peace out, boys.
Hasta la
Go
vista,
Hawks.
baby.